Hey, this is Miko, and I'm driving the new X3 30E, which is the plug-in hybrid. And we're just gonna get it on the freeway for a little bit, take it to the twisty highways, and just put it through the test and talk about what this car is. So this generation of X3 came out in 2018. So we had 2018, 19, 20. And now the hybrid came out. We've been waiting for it for a while. This is the first X3 hybrid that BMW has made. It's a similar powertrain to the 3 Series, and right now there are 3 new hybrids came out: the 3 Series, X3, and X5. 5 Series hybrid was available for a couple of years already. So this has been anticipated. People have been waiting for this car because benefits are pretty clear. Again, BMW makes them all plug-in hybrids. So if you plug it in, you get about, this model, I think it's officially 23 miles on electric charge only. So right now this car probably has a little bit less than half charge. It shows me 9 miles on electric. And we're just gonna put it through the motions and try different modes. Right now it's in regular comfort mode. And here on the controls, we have Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro. And also we have different settings for eDrive. This is similar to the 5 Series hybrid. So normally it should be, so there's battery control to save the battery, auto eDrive, which is default, and max eDrive. So if you're trying to maximize your electric driving, you keep it in max eDrive. This way you can drive pretty high speeds, 75 miles per hour easy, probably more. And the engine's never going to kick in. Right now I want to go to auto drive just so you can see what it feels like and what it sounds like. I don't have an extra microphone, and I purposely wanted to do that so you can hear the actual road noise and how you can have a conversation in this car. So we're on the freeway going 60. It's very quiet. I cannot tell from the live cockpit display which mode it's on, so I turn on the energy flow display. Again, just to show you on the eDrive, from the main screen we go to the car menu, driving information, and I have a few different options. So there's energy flow, that's the one that's most important for the hybrid. So this shows you that's eDrive. Right now it's electric drive. If I take my foot off the accelerator, well, right now the engine kicked in, so it stays in. The car kind of tries to predict on what's going on, and just tries to be the most efficient possible. So right now the engine is running. If not for this screen, I would not be able to tell. It is super quiet. It's a 4-cylinder turbo engine. So that's about it. Let's see if you can hold the camera a little bit further out. Alright, so again, the plug-in hybrid means you can plug it in at home. You do not have to plug it in. If you don't have a setup, you live in a condo, you cannot plug it in anywhere, the car will be just fine. The downsides is that the gas tank is smaller because the battery takes a little bit of the space, and also it takes a little bit of the trunk. Basically the floor of the trunk is raised about 3 inches, and that's the space you're losing when you get the hybrid versus the gas model. But the benefits are really big. You can drive over 20 miles on a full charge. Now, about charging, there's the regular, there are 2 levels of charging for these cars. There's no fast charger, so it's either level 1, which is the 110. You get the charger with the car, plug one end to the car, the other end goes to the outlet, 3-prong, and it starts charging. I believe it will charge in about 6.5 to 8 hours, so overnight you get full charge. If you want it faster, or if you use any other charger, that'll be the level 2. That's the charger that needs the 220 if it's a home setup, or any commercial charger. Like if you go to any parking lot, garage, a lot of companies that have those chargers, that'll be the charger. That should charge the car fully in about 4 hours. So the benefit is clear. If your commute is average or a little bit below average, if you drive less than 20 miles to work, and if you can charge it up at work, that's just perfect, because this way you're never going to need gas. The car will probably turn itself on every now and then, just to run the engine through the cycle, so that the oil keeps moving and everything works fine. But other than that, you're not going to use gas. And another benefit, you can feel the smoothness. I hope you can see it in the video. Because the electric powertrain, the torque is instantaneous. It does not need to go through gears. It doesn't need to rev up to get it. And the way BMW sets it up is that you have the advantage of electric boost, what they call the e-boost. That's when you go in sport mode. And then you have the electric torque, plus you have the gas engine, supplements that it gives you the horsepower to keep it up in the high rev end. So that's what we have. In terms of the premium for the car, definitely hybrid is a few thousands more, but you do get a few things standard. Like you get what they call the live cockpit standard, this fully digital driver display. I'm not happy with the name. I'm not happy that it has the word cock in it and it says live, but it is what it is. I would call it digital driver display or something like that. But we'll just roll with that. But it is a cool display. If you have this display, head-up display is nice. This car, by the way, doesn't have it, but this basically supplements it. You just will need to glance down a little bit. It shows you your actual speed, same as the head-up display. And when I have guidance working, it will give me my guidance right there in front of me. So very convenient and looks good. I can change what's on the screen. There's a DC button on the light stock. So I can go through, I can pull sport displays, I can pull just a bunch of different displays I can cycle through. All right, while we get into the highway, let's see what other displays we have here. So X-View, by the way, all hybrids are all-wheel drive, X-Drive. So this X-View just gives you the tilt, the compass, just kind of a cool off-roady display. Driving style analysis works only if I go to Eco Pro. So let's see if I can see it now. You see, okay. So this just kind of coaches me. This display coaches me, shows me if I'm driving, if my driving style is efficient enough. Because the car can do only so much. If I'm on my brake all the time, then I go on my gas all the time, then I'm just gonna use more gas than I should. And this thing will help me do that. So it kind of gives you, it's kind of gamifies, I hope that's the word, makes it a game out of driving, basically, to help me learn how to be more efficient. And then we have trip data, just like a trip computer. Also kind of cool graph, shows me the mileage, which I can play with. And so this shows the average mileage for this car since it was built. It's got about, total of 30 something miles. And what else we have? We have the sport display. So we'll use the sport displays when we actually get off get to my favorite place of the road, of the drive. All right, so right now, by the way, we are in economy mode, Eco Pro. You obviously cannot tell the difference. I can barely tell the difference. The car drives about the same, a little bit probably less sensitivity in the acceleration, but still very smooth. All right, so what else do we have? So we drove a few miles, but the display says I still have 8 miles left on electric range. So what I'm gonna do, I'll try to get some more aggressive driving, and then we'll put it in electric mode and see how far we can push it. Overall, this model has been very popular since it came out. Very positive reaction from clients. Right now we're starting getting lease returns for 2018. So first of all, we see those people going back into X3, which is always a good sign. So if somebody wants to keep the same car for over 3 years, that's positive feedback. And second, that if you're not looking to lease, right now will be you're gonna start seeing a lot of these cars available as certified pre-owned. And if you want to own a car, that's a good way to own it. Just find a nice certified pre-owned. You get unlimited miles coverage. You can extend the warranty. You get 1 year extension. You can get more. But just a good way to own a car. They're pretty affordable. When there's a lot of them on the market, it pushes the market down, pushes the prices down. And get a lot of them. So I'm in economy mode. Well, just for the fun of it, let's put it to Maxi Drive. There you go. So I'm just gonna try. See, maybe push it a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it. It has this a little bit of electric sound when you're braking or coasting down. That's the battery charging back. You can see it on the. Let's get this display energy. Alright, so right now it's just going to be electric because I put it in Maxi Drive, and if you can see right here on the driver display, it shows me how much power I can use. So it kind of limits me to 60, and I actually don't even. I think it's some kind of electric data or electric measurement, but I honestly don't know what those 20, 40, 60, but 60 is the max. I'm guessing it's some electric amps or something like that, but basically it tells me that I can only use 60 of those, and if I push it more, then it's going to kick off the electric mode. Alright, so we're going back to auto drive, and we're going to sport mode, and what else? And we're going to go back to one of the sport displays, just so you can see what's going on with the car and what this car can do. So again, this is where you get the advantage of this model over regular 30i, regular 4-cylinder, because you actually have more torque. That electric motor will give you the electric boost, and we'll put it to use. So now you can definitely hear the engine. The steering gets tighter. Now you get this BMW handling. This is not a sport package, not M Sport. This is just fairly basic car. Just convenience package, but it drives incredibly smooth. So it's really impressive. And if you've seen my video, I come here all the time with all kinds of any kind of BMW performance car, and this stands up to them really well. It sounds great. I mean, I'm not, I can feel the speed. I'm not driving too fast. I'm not driving how I would be in the M3 right now. But it's very impressive for what it is, which is an SUV with a 4-cylinder engine. It handles extremely tight. There's no body roll. Traction control is obviously on, full traction control. I would not try this car here without it. But it just feels very confident, feels very planted on the road. SUV, and I have people in the car, so now I feel a little bit of a body roll. But still, the car is handling it. So I'm gonna pass this car. This car has driver assistance package with lane departure, so I can feel it when I get a little bit off the lane. Vibrates the steering wheel. That's a feature that can be disabled, but I think it's nice to have. Unless you're, ooh, this guy is so slow. Okay, he's not letting me through. Wow, how slow are they? Alright, thank you. Okay, there's a lane closing, so I've got to be careful here. Alright, usually I'm a little bit more aggressive here, but there's a lane that's closed. There's some kind of road board, so I'm going to be very careful. Sounds really nice. This engine, I really love this engine, what they do with it. Okay, so this concludes the fun part of the test drive. And now we're going to still keep rolling, because now, as I promised, we're just going to play with electric mode. I'm just going to turn around, check the turning radius, and we'll put the car in Maxi Drive. And just mess with that a little bit. right, real life test for, okay, maybe I could have made it. So turning radius is still good, but it's an SUV, so I had to make a small adjustment. So now we go to Eco Pro and Maxi Drive. Oh, interesting. So it says Maxi Drive not available because I'm in Eco Pro, maybe? I'm not sure. I'll just turn and I'll figure it out. Okay, so let's go back to energy flow. So this is Eco Pro. The display is different. Okay, so in Eco Pro, alright, so let's go back to comfort. And now let's put it on Maxi Drive. There you go. So that actually is a little counterintuitive. I would think, I had a 2017 3 Series hybrid, and I was able to use both Maxi Drive and Eco Pro at the same time. This car doesn't let you do that. I'm not sure what the reason is, but that's just what it is. But right now, so it still shows 6 miles left on the range. We're going 53 miles per hour up the hill, and I guess 55, that's the limit going up the hill. Can I push further? No, I can't. So I'm pretty much flooring now. I'm going 63. So it is accelerating 65. So it is accelerating, but it's keeping me from pushing it too hard to turning the engine on. And I kind of like this setup. So this way you don't need to control yourself. You want to use just the battery. It'll do that for you. So going up a little bit up the hill, 59 miles per hour, slowing down. Yeah, it's really slowing me down because that's as much as the engine, the electric motor can pull me. We're down to 4 miles range left. Now we're almost up at the crest and the watershed, and we're gonna start rolling down, so that's gonna help us maximize the range. And at this point I'm just trying to put it through a real test and document it on the video of what this car can do in terms of the range, the speed. Right now we're going down, going 65 miles an hour, and the car is basically, it's charging. Because when you go downhill or you're braking or just coasting, the car is using the kinetic energy to charge the battery back. And unlike BMW i3, it coasts fine. It doesn't feel like i3 is like a golf cart in terms of that. If you're not pushing the gas, it pulls you back. This car is not like that. So this is really unobtrusive. The system does not make you feel like you have to do something completely, either push the gas or the brake. This one is, well, really with i3, you barely need to push the brake. This is more just feels like a regular car. So rolling back, let's see if other displays. Trip data, is that useful? So I guess the top one shows the current mileage real time. This one shows the average per trip, and it's never been reset since the car was built. And this is the average speed, 12.2 miles per hour of the life of the car. Alright, so now we're all downhill for a couple of miles, and the range of the car right now, the display is showing 5 miles. So it actually went up because, first of all, it's assuming we're using less energy, and second, we probably charge the battery a little bit. So to remind you, I'm still in Maxi Drive. This is fairly flat, going down a little bit. Accelerated pretty fast to 60 miles an hour. just want to check before we check out. If you want to forward, maybe, because I don't edit the videos, but I'm going to do in a couple of minutes, we'll get on the freeway and I'm going to try to see how fast I can go in Maxi Drive. I'm guessing it's just a function of slow acceleration and whether it's flat or uphill or downhill, but we should be able to get pretty good speed, and we'll find out. Overall, again, for an SUV, it's pretty impressive. And I know this is a weird one because not everybody, but a lot of people look at the specs, they ask what's the electric range, you tell them 23 miles or 20 miles, and doesn't sound impressive compared to Tesla, let's say, or any electric car. But remember, first of all, this is an SUV. Second, this is the hybrid, so you're not locked in with electric stuff. And third, compared to, let's say, previous SUVs like the X5 or previous hybrids, it's a big improvement going from, let's say, 16 miles on the full range to 23. That's what, 40-45% improvement. That's nothing to sneeze at. Anything else cool we have? Vehicle status. Okay, this is another thing that's cool with electric hybrids. You can program when you can charge it. So let's say you have cheaper electricity from midnight, so you can plug your car when you get home, set it to start charging at midnight, and that's what it's going to do. So you'll get the cheapest electricity possible. Also, based on where you live, you might be able to get all kinds of rebates and benefits from your local government, just for the fact that you own an electric car. This is standard display. This is where you check all the stuff in the car. That's it. I guess this is the best display, the most important one. And for quick access, you can utilize these global presets. So you push and hold, and it saves whatever you did. So I can save this, I can save the energy flow on the next one. We're almost at the freeway. Put it through the final test. A lot of rumors and talks online about the actual full electric X3. Right now we're in August 2020. For United States, it's not going to happen this year. If it's going to happen next year, that will be great. I'm all for it, but might take a while, and I'm usually pessimistic about those things until I actually see these cars on the way. But overall, X3 has been really popular this generation. A lot of cool models. There's the regular 30i, M40i is amazing, and then you have the X3M, which is just insane. That car makes no sense. It's so fast and so aggressive. All right. So final test. Should not be a lot of traffic. Okay, so I'm just testing to see how fast we can actually go. But then, well, one indication is that here it shows me up to about 85 miles an hour. Like this display right now, the blue speed thing, goes up to 85 miles an hour. So I'm guessing that's as fast as I can go. probably could have looked it up. No, 86. Here you go. I got 86. 87, 88, 89. Well, I'm not going to go any faster, but this just shows you it can go as fast as you want. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.